Hey, how's it going? I'm Kevin, the creator of the Pooli app, and I wanted to try this out to see if this was helpful to share some of the new features that have just been released on the Pooli app. So today I'll talk about the dip tracker and the export feature. So by popular request, I created the dip tracker, which is a way to log your swim time. You just easily put in the number of swimmers in the pool and the minutes per swimmer, and then it calculates how much time you spent in the water total, and it starts to tabulate that. And at first, I wasn't going to build this into Pooli because I wasn't sure of how much how useful it could be. It's kind of a funny thing to track your swim time. It seems like a little extra work for nothing. But it turns out there's two or more things that I think this could really help out with. First is, so when you're saving your dip time, let's say there was, I don't know, maybe a family of four was swimming for 2 hours, so 120 minutes, and that shows that was 8 total hours in the swim in the pool. One thing that's helpful is it'll show you, like, over the course of a month how much time was spent in your pool. The other thing that's kind of helpful is it sort of tracks the time since your last sanitizer. And the reason that's important is because the amount of time you're swimming in the pool is directly correlated to the amount of sanitizer you need to be adding to the pool. It doesn't matter what kind of sanitizer you're using, bromine, if you have an SWG salt generator, or if you're just a chlorine adder or even peroxide, you'll still need to be adding more sanitizer once you've had a certain amount of time that you've spent in the pool. And that doubles, triples, it's actually times 20 if you've got a dog that's swimming with you. So if you had one dog that was swimming for 30 minutes, that adds another 10 hours of dip time in your pool, or the equivalent of how much bacteria and viruses and pathogens are entering the water. So once you do this for a month or so, you'll start to see this relationship between the sanitizer and the amount of time spent in the water. So when you go to add your sanitizer, you'll notice Pooli lets you choose from the options here which type of sanitizer, and then the subtype of sanitizer as well. So I typically add trichlor, which is those chlorine tabs. That's what trichlor is, and trichlor is cool because it comes with stabilizer in it. So stabilizer is cyanuric acid, and every chemical has its own effects calculated here for you right in the add product screen. So you can see the effects of adding trichlor is that it raises your free chlorine and your cyanuric acid. So I'm going to add this amount to my water, and that shows, and this of course is a test pool. This isn't a pool that is real, but oops, that's the water meter. It shows you that right now it resets your swim time because you just added sanitizer. So you can use that. It's kind of fun. The other feature I wanted to quickly mention was the export feature. This was requested by, I think, pool technicians that want to tabulate and track their data for tax purposes, or maybe they want to send individual pools to pool owners, or maybe you're someone who tracks their own pool and scrutinizes their inventory and likes to optimize it so that you're only having the minimum inventory on hand. So for this, you can your inventory is tracked amongst all your pools, and you can export that and then save it to your files. And you can see here, you just put it onto, since this is a simulator, it doesn't have many options for exporting. It's really just, typically you'd have like your email here and Google Sheets, and you could send it immediately to that. So I'm just going to show you what it would look like. So I saved it to my files. I go into there, and here it just added this one, and it shows you, this is my current inventory, a snapshot of my inventory, and it shows the last time these inventory items were updated in my inventory as well. So all this is kind of helpful, especially when when you're using Pooli to track your chemicals. And let's say you add a test, and right here the chlorine is a little low on this test, right? So you add that test, you record it, and you're going to be notified of that you need to fix that problem, right? So how do you fix it? Well, you could either just check this because it tells you the dosage right here, or you could go in here and you could update how much you actually did. Maybe you only put in one 3-inch tab, and that shows when you add it to your water, that is 8 ounces or 1 cup, and you can see here your inventory drops by 8 ounces or 1 cup. So these are just some things to keep in mind, and ways that I'm using Pooli to help my pool care. And so, yeah, if you find this useful, let me know. And if there's any other questions or feedback or feature requests, of course, this would be a great place to put it in the comments, or hit me up at support@pooli.app. Thanks for listening. Bye.